My neighbor keeps leaving notes and screaming at us for parking legally on a public street, and now I've found out she works at my child's nursery. Posted by You-Spirited Warthog 266. My partner and I 36M, 35F, recently moved from the city to a little village because we wanted better schooling for our 2-year-old. As with most moves, we've got a long to-do list to get the house fixed up, and we've been working through it. One problem has been our electric gates, which have been failing and locking shut. When this happens, both our cars have been trapped on the driveway. In the past, we've had to get taxis to take our child to nursery because the gates literally wouldn't let us out. We've had 2 different companies come to look at them, and both confirmed that not only are the gates faulty, but the manual override is broken too. We're told it's an expensive job to replace them. The gates work as designed sometimes, but not all the time, so we figured the safest solution is to park our family car on the street so that we always have access to it. About a week ago, my partner got in the car and found a wet note on the windscreen. It had been raining, so the note was unreadable. Curious, I messaged our neighbors to one side and across the road as I had their numbers. I simply said we'd had a note left on the car, it wasn't legible, and if it was from them, we were happy to talk. I mentioned that my guess was that it was most likely about the parking. Everyone replied saying it wasn't them, and that they had no issue at all with where we were parking. My partner bumped into another neighbor, John, and he also confirmed that he had no issue with the car being parked there. A couple days later, another note appeared. To the owner of this car, can you please stop parking outside our wall? It was signed with the name of a house, John's house. The same neighbor who had literally told my partner days earlier that it wasn't him and he had no problem with it. Weird, but okay. For some context, we would park directly outside our house, but it seems a bit dangerous. We live on the corner of a narrow street coming off a busy road. If we park outside our house, drivers turning in are basically greeted by a dark, barely visible car. The street lighting there is poor. So the parking spot we chose is maybe 30 ft away from our house, directly under a street lamp, where visibility is far better. The next day we get another note. I have told you already to stop parking in front of our wall. To try and stop this becoming a thing, we decided to write a note back introducing ourselves, confirming the car is ours, and outlining our reasoning for parking there. When my partner went to drop off the note, John's wife appeared at the door before she could even knock. According to my partner, she took a slightly aggressive stance, stating, "You will not park there again. I will not allow it. I don't want to see your car there after tonight." In my opinion, no valid reasoning was given other than that she didn't like it and felt it makes the street look messy. When my partner tried to leave and explained that she wanted to speak with me about it all, the lady followed her down the driveway, continuing to ask where she intends to park the car in future. Importantly, during that conversation, when our reasoning of safety came up, the lady mentioned that she knows all about safety because she works at a local nursery. My partner, who was caught off guard, reacted by confirming that our child goes to that very nursery. So now this clearly frustrated neighbor knows our child could be under her supervision. She didn't yet know their name or what they look like, but she does know our address, and I'm sure that our details could easily be pulled up on the nursery systems should it be searched for. The very next morning, another note. As agreed, stop parking your car in front of our wall. We didn't agree on anything. At this point, because of the nursery connection, I wanted to de-escalate the situation. I bought chocolates and wrote what I thought was a fairly respectful note explaining our position. The note reads as follows. House, we wanted to follow up regarding your concerns about where we have been parking. Please know that it has never been our intention to cause any upset or inconvenience. We have been made aware by other road users that the combination of the narrow road, the junction with road, and the limited lighting can make parking directly outside of our house unsafe. For this reason, the spot beneath the street light has proven to be the safest option in terms of visibility and hazard avoidance for all road users. As the road is a public space, we understand that no one is able to reserve or control its use, and after speaking with our other neighbors, they have expressed that parking in that spot is considered completely reasonable. With this in mind, we do intend to continue parking there. That said, please do not hesitate to let us know if you have gardening work scheduled, and we can move the car further down the road on those days. We do hope that you can understand our reasoning behind this decision and appreciate the consideration for residents and road users. Kind regards. For context, there is space, around 3 feet between the wall and the car. We just appreciate that if they are looking to cut hedges from the outside, it would be easier with more space. Anyway, my partner delivered the above note today while I was picking up our kid. By the time I got home, this neighbor was on our porch, raising her voice at my partner. I approached the front door, handed our child to Mum, and took over the conversation. She now knows what our little one looks like. She had already handed back the chocolates and note, saying that she won't accept this. She insists we're disrespectful, that she's never had any trouble with neighbors before, and that we need to sort out our gates, rather than park on the street. I asked her directly what her actual issue with the parking was, and all she would say is, "I just don't like it there." There is no access problem or safety concerns. She tells me to park in front of another neighbor's house, and suggests that I need to have a word with my partner because she doesn't listen. I'd like to think that I remained polite and listened to what she had to say. I said I'd consider her opinion and eventually got her to leave. We haven't moved the car. I'm annoyed. It's legal, safe, and in my mind, reasonable. She's calling us rude, disrespectful, and insinuating that we're troublemakers. So, Ada for standing firm and continuing to park the car in the most convenient spot for us, despite this woman's frustration. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, not the Ada, but you also need to make the nursery aware of the issue and ask that she not have any unsupervised time near your child. Op response. Really appreciate this as the top comment. We were undecided as to whether to raise it due to not wanting to cross any professional personal boundaries, but you guys are absolutely right. Commenter 2. The nursery needs to know that one of their employees is screaming at and threatening people they know to be parents of a child in their care. In front of the child, in at least one's case. And yes, saying things like "I will not allow it" and following people to make sure they follow their rules is threatening. Tell them you're afraid because a person who works at your child's nursery knows what your child looks like. And if at all possible, get some kind of camera on your car. Even a cheap battery-operated one intended to watch inside a house. You'll need proof if when she does something to your vehicle. After all, she will not allow you to keep parking there. It sucks that this is a neighbor you'll be stuck with. It sucks that you will probably have to move your car in the long run. Hell, I'd move it now so I wouldn't have to walk my kid near that house, not the Ada. Also, is John aware of any of this? Any chance he actually didn't lie to your husband? Commenter 3, just as a note, John may have had no idea that his partner has been issuing parking diktats to the new neighbors. He might well be mortified. Update. We've spoken to the nursery regarding our child's contact with this woman and have requested that there be none. They've assured us that they take this kind of concern seriously and will update us on Monday, as seems to be becoming routine. There was another note on the car this morning telling us to move it ASAP. We've added it to the pile and will keep all of them in case we ever need to refer back. We also contacted our local non-urgent police line for advice. They checked the address and confirmed we're within our rights to park where we are. They said notes on the car and an aggressive tone don't meet the threshold for threats. Only direct threats of violence or property damage would. If the notes become threatening, they said we should call back. They mentioned that if she keeps coming to the door repeatedly, it could potentially become a stalking issue, but that feels extreme at this stage. A lot of comments suggested disconnecting the power to our gates when they're open, which is a viable option. It may invalidate our car or house insurance, though, so we were planning to speak to our insurer before doing anything until this afternoon. The intercom buzzed. "It's me again. Your car is still there, you have to move it now." I said I was busy, but she insisted I come out and talk to her. I probably should have ignored it. It was pouring with rain, but I went out to speak to her. She just repeated the same things. So I explained everything we've looked into and the advice we've received. Her response was that she knows the police say it's fine, but it's not fine with her. I was honestly thinking about backing down and just moving the car to stop this whole situation as she's so unreasonable, until she said that if I didn't move it right now, she would move her own cars out of her garage and block ours in. One in front, one behind, making our car essentially unusable. I tried not to laugh at her. Surely this would only make her problem worse, and it was just such a petty thing to suggest. I said okay, said I had to go inside now and shut the door on her. Dashcams arrived today and I'll be fitting them tomorrow, when I imagine there will be a fresh note on the car or a blockade to deal with, making it impossible to move it onto the drive, even if we wanted to.